A peaceful week in the countryside. Anna had always loved the city, but lately she had been feeling tired and overwhelmed. The noise, the rush, the endless list of things to do, it all felt too much. She needed a break. That's why, when her friend Sarah invited her to spend a week at her family's cottage in the countryside, she immediately said yes. On Sunday morning, she packed her bag with comfortable clothes, a few books, and her journal. The train ride took 3 hours, but she didn't mind. She watched through the window as the city buildings slowly disappeared, replaced by green fields and small villages. The further she went, the more relaxed she felt. When she arrived at the small train station, Sarah was already waiting for her with a big smile. "Welcome to paradise," she said, hugging Anna. They got into Sarah's car and drove through narrow roads surrounded by trees and flowers. Birds were singing, and the air smelled fresh and clean. The cottage was beautiful, a small wooden house with a red roof, sitting at the edge of a quiet lake. Wildflowers grew around it, and a few chickens walked freely in the garden. "It's even better than I imagined," Anna said, taking a deep breath. That evening, they sat on the porch with cups of tea, watching the sun set behind the hills. The sky turned orange and pink, and the lake reflected its colors perfectly. The only sounds were the soft rustling of the trees and the distant call of an owl. "This is exactly what I needed," Anna whispered. Monday, a slow start. Anna woke up early to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. She stretched and smiled. There was no alarm, no traffic, no stress. She put on a light sweater and went outside barefoot. The grass was cool and soft under her feet. Sarah was already up, making coffee in the small kitchen. "Good morning. Did you sleep well?" she asked. "Like a baby," Anna replied, sitting at the wooden table. They had a slow breakfast with fresh bread, homemade jam, and warm coffee. Later, they decided to go for a walk around the lake. The path was lined with tall trees, and the water was so still it looked like a mirror. They didn't talk much, just enjoyed the fresh air and the sound of nature. In the afternoon, Anna took a book and lay in the hammock, swinging gently. She didn't read much. She just closed her eyes and listened to the wind. Tuesday, a rainy day. The next morning, Anna woke up to the soft sound of rain. She opened the window and let the cool breeze in. The sky was covered with gray clouds and everything smelled fresh. "Looks like we'll have a quiet day," Sarah said, handing her a cup of tea. They spent the morning inside, wrapped in blankets, reading books and writing in their journals. The sound of rain tapping on the roof was comforting. Around noon, they made soup with fresh vegetables and ate while watching the raindrops fall into the lake. In the afternoon, they played board games and laughed like children. Anna realized how long it had been since she had spent a whole day without checking her phone or worrying about work. Wednesday, exploring the village. By Wednesday, the sun was shining again. "Let's visit the village today," Sarah suggested. They drove to a small town about 20 minutes away. The streets were lined with stone houses, each with colorful flowers in the windows. There was a bakery where they bought warm croissants and a small bookshop where Anna found an old poetry book. They stopped at a tiny cafe with wooden tables and ordered tea with homemade cake. The owner, an elderly woman with kind eyes, told them stories about the village and its history. Anna loved every second of it. Before leaving, they walked through a local market where farmers sold fresh fruits, cheese, and honey. "This is the kind of life I dream of," Anna said, holding a jar of homemade strawberry jam. Thursday, a day by the lake. Thursday was the warmest day so far. They decided to spend it by the lake. Sarah brought a picnic basket, and Anna took her swimsuit. The water was crystal clear and cool against her skin. She floated on her back, looking up at the blue sky. Everything felt perfect. After swimming, they spread a blanket on the grass and had lunch: fresh bread, cheese, and sweet apples. They lay there for hours talking about everything and nothing. Before going back to the cottage, they sat on the dock and watched the sunset. The sky turned from gold to deep blue, and the first stars appeared. Anna felt completely at peace. Friday, the last night. The week had passed too quickly. On her last night, Anna and Sarah made a fire outside. They roasted marshmallows and listened to the distant sounds of nature. "I don't want to leave," Anna admitted. "You can always come back," Sarah smiled. That night, Anna fell asleep with a heart full of gratitude. The end.